14th of March, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos, Pesach.
Thank you, Lou. Good morning. As Lou said, this is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here at Shulitz Chamanavshi, Yerushalayim Shir Zoom. We're learning our first year now. We're learning Haggada Pesach, and we're at the Maimer of Amar Rabbi Elazar ben Azariah. As I was just explaining, that this is the opinions expressed here in this Mishnah. It's a Mishnah from Brachas, and it's dealing with the basic question as to whether or not we're obligated to say in our third paragraph of Kriya Shema in the nighttime, we have to make mention of Yetzias Mitzrayim or not. And one of the reasons why we say the third paragraph, let's put it this way, one of the reasons why this particular paragraph that was chosen because it includes also Yetzias Mitzrayim. So that's what's being discussed over here. Okay, yeah, Roy, you'd like to continue on reading?
Okay, so Ben Zoma says that you should remember all the days of your life. Had it said the days of thy life, it would have referred only to the days of the day thereof. But as it says all the days of your life, it means to denote the nights thereof also. But the sages say the days of your life refers to this life alone. All the days of your life means to include even the days of the Mashiach.
Right, so that's what the Gemara discusses. Meaning, the Gemara discusses in relationship to this Mishnah, the opinion of the Chachamim, that even in Yemosa Mashiach, will still be obligated to mention Yetzias Mitzrayim, even though, I mean, what's the thought? Maybe not like that. So the Gemara explains that the miracles that are going to take place in the end of the Golos that we're in are going to exceed the miracles that took place in the time of Yetzias Mitzrayim and the Kriyas Yamsuf, so much so that we may think we don't have to mention the miracles that took place in Mitzrayim anymore, because there'll be so many more wonderful and great miracles and wonders that Hashem will do for us when we come out of our present Golos. You might think you can forget about Yetzias Mitzrayim. Therefore, no, we have to mention also Yetzias Mitzrayim, even after the great miracles that we hope will take place in our time, much more grand fashion than it did in Mitzrayim. Nevertheless, would still be obligated to mention the miracles Hashem did for us in Mitzrayim. Okay, let's continue on.
So we have Baruch HaMakom, right?
Yes.
So this is a bracha.
I'll tell you what, if I'm not mistaken, the Ritva, Rashba, the Ritva, the Rishonim explain that there's a question: what are we introducing these few statements here at this point? So it's as they say, it's like a burqa on Torah. That we say we burqa makom baruchu baruch shenasan tolom Israel. It's very baruchu. That's very similar to the burqas Torah that we make in the morning when the burqas Torah, when we have a kriya earlier to the Torah.
Right.
So one of the reasons given is that the Seder is, and the Haggada is based upon many references to Mishnayos, Gemaras, Midrashim, and we know that it's forbidden to learn Torah without making a bracha on Torah. So, since there may be people at the night of the Seder that may not be fully aware of the obligation to learn Torah and to make a bracha on Torah, that we don't want those people to be in violation of learning Torah without saying a bracha on it. And it could be that many of them will never, during the course of the year, have any association to Torah, but on Leil Seder, they have that affinity to the significance of the night of Pesach, and they come and they sit by the Seder table, even though that the rest of the year may be very far from Torah, and they haven't made brachas of Torah, and yet they're going to be learning a lot of Torah here. And therefore, so it was introduced over here at the very early beginning parts of the Haggada, a phrase to Kadosh Baruch Hu giving us the Torah, which will stand in instead of actual brachas of Torah. Therefore, there won't be any prohibition of them learning Torah without having made brachas of Torah.
Mhm. So I can read all the words here.
Yes.
All right. Baruch HaMakam Baruch Hu. Baruch Shenahem Torah Le'amal Yisrael Baruch Hu. Keneged Arava'ah Banim Dibara Torah. Echad Echad Chacham Echad Rasha Echad Tam Echad She'ena Yadei L'Sha'al. All right. Blessed be the omnipotent. Blessed be he who has given the law unto his people Israel. Blessed be he, of 4 sons does his law speak distinctly. The wise son, the wicked son, the simple son, the son who has not the capacity to inquire for himself.
Right. Yeah. Oh, actually, I see it. I see it over here. It's actually that point I mentioned about Birkas Torah that was brought down by the Shibuli Haleket. That it was actually Rishon. Shibuli Haleket mentions that this is a in place of Birkas Torah.
So it's really a double purpose paragraph with
Correct.
with that and then the sons, introducing the sons, the rest
Right.
of the rest prompting for the rest of the Seder.
Right, and then that says the Torah is that the Haggada is going to explain each one of these sons is represented by verses, psukim in the Torah.
Mhm. All right. I now hand over the crown to someone else.
Oh yeah. All right, if you like.
You don't mind, thank you.
Wow, I get a crown?
Yeah, boing on your head.
Okay, so we're up to Chacham.
Yes, please.
Chacham Mahu Omer. The wise one, what does he say? Ma ha'edos v'ha'chukim v'ha'mishpatim asher tziva Hashem Elokeinu eschem. What are the testimonies and the laws and the ordinances that Hashem, our God, commanded you? Va'af ata emar lo kihilchos ha-Pesach. Ein maftirin achar ha-Pesach afikomen. Okay, so okay, therefore, you say to him, the laws of the Pesach, that you don't finish after the Pesach Afikomen. You don't I guess you don't eat anything after you have the Pesach and the Afikomen.
All right. Now this statement, Ma Eidus V'Chukim Mishpatim Asher Tziva Hashem Elokeinu Eschem, that's a pasuk in Devarim, Perek Vav, pasuk Chof. Want to mark it down? You could even take a look at it if you want. Again, it's Devarim, Perek Vav, the 6th chapter, Perek Chof, the 20th verse.
Vov is 5. No, 6. 6:20.
Verse 20.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. There's a big difference between the what the Hebrew seems to say and what my English says. My English says one may not eat dessert after the final taste of the Pesach offering, but my Hebrew says you're not exempt, or you're not finished, or you're not to finish after the Pesach Afikomen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Pesach Afikomen is meaning the last part of the meal, which was consisted of the Korban Pesach. Pesach Afikomen was the Korban Pesach, and law is ein maftirin, you're not to eat anything after eating the Korban Pesach.
So maftirin means to eat something.
Maftirin, ein maftirin, this expression.
It's like maftir for the Torah reading too.
Yeah, you're not to conclude. You're not to conclude with anything else after the Pesach Afikomen.
Okay.
To conclude. Oh, okay. So I have finish here as one of the meanings. To finish or to conclude.
It's similar.
Yeah.
After. Okay, that's where they got dessert from.
Yeah, right.
You shouldn't eat anything more. In other words, you shouldn't have any dessert. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
All right, Viker?
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got the English here that this is what we said, is it? Also that we must not have the Afikomen follow the Paschal Lamb. I don't understand. When do we? So that sounds like we finish with the Paschal Lamb with the yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, we should be finishing in the time when we had the base of Mikdash, right? We wouldn't have anything after eating the Korban Pesach. So
well, isn't the Afikomen supposed to be the lamb that we eat matzah instead of what we would do if we had the Beis Hamikdash, in which case we'd be eating lamb.
right.
Ein siftirin echa Pesach Afikomen.
Right. Ein maftir. Goldstein is it?
We all understand that the Afikomen seals the end of the Suda, and that's it.
Right.
If you want a glass of water, you can have one, but that's it.
Right.
Except for the wine, of course.
Yeah, that's right. The wine, you still have wine. You have the third cup and the fourth cup. Right. Third, fourth, and the fourth.
So, so the Afikomen isn't strictly speaking the very, 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 very last thing to pass into your mouth. It
In
isn't.
terms of food. I just want to check the Gemara. The Gemara also mentions this. So I think it's a Mishnah as well. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a Mishnah. If you want to see it's a one-line Mishnah. It's a Mishnah to be found in the Gemara in the Kuf Yud Tet Amid Beis.
Which Gemara is that?
Psachim, Gemara Psachim.
Pesachim,
Right, Kuf Yud Tet.
Kuf, 100, sorry,
119b.
119b. Okay.
So it's really just one. It's a one-line Mishnah. Ein maftirin achav Pesach afikomen. So Rashi says loshin maftir michaveru kolomesh to maftirin minasuda ein masayimim osa afikomen. Osa be'afikomen. Ein masayimim osa be'afikomen. Right, meaning Lashon maftir is like when a person separates, right? He wants to be separating from his friend. He's maftir, he separates himself. So when you're separating yourself from the Suda, right? You're not to Messiah also ba'afikomen, meaning when you after the Pesach afikomen, you're not to be maftir, you're not to have anything else to conclude your Suda after you've had the Pesach Afikomen. So the Gemara asks, my Afikomen, what is this? What is Afikomen? Amarash lo yakru mechabur lechabura. Meaning, you shouldn't, when you had the Korban Pesach, you couldn't go from one place of eating it to another place of eating it. And the Gemara goes on to different. Gemara actually has several different meanings of what it means. Ein maftir afi pesach afikomen. Matzis afikomen. They say matzis. The ein maftir after matzis afikomen. Right. That in the time of the Beis Hamikdash it was the Pesach afikomen. So by us, we can't be maftir. We can't have anything to eat after to finish the meal, to conclude the meal with after we finish the eating of the matzah afikomen. Right? In the time of the Beis Hamikdash, they had the Pesach afikomen. Right. Okay. Good. I guess we can continue on. Is it a bit clearer now?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Rasha Ma Hu Omer, the wicked one. What does he say? Ma ava ha'avoda hazos lachem. What is this service to you? Lachem velo lo, to you and not to him. Ulefi shehotzi es atzmo min haklal kafar beikar. Let's see. So and therefore he has separated himself from the group. Kofir is to deny. What is the ikar?
He's denying in the basics, in the basic principles.
He's denying the basics.
Mm.
Va'af ata hak hey es shinav ve'emar lo ba'avur zeh asa Hashem li b'tzeitzi mi Mitzrayim. Therefore, you blunt his teeth and say to him, because of this, that Hashem did for me in taking me from Mitzrayim, li v'lo lo, ilu haya sham lo haya nigal. Me, for me and not for him.
Not low, right?
If he were there, he would not have been redeemed.
Okay, so basically two questions. One, where's the, how do we understand what he means, kofar be'ikr? And the question is, why, if he was there in Mitzrayim, why wouldn't he have been redeemed? Two questions. And by the way, this pasuk ma'avoda, this is a pasuk which is based on the verse in Shmos, Perik Yud Gimel, Perik. I think it's pasuk Ches, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure. I also have a reference to Perik Yud Beis pasuk Chavav. You might want to. I don't know if I've got a chance this morning, but maybe we can compare them. I have a note here to take a look at in Perik Yud Beis pasuk Chavav, and also Shmos Yud Gimel Perik pasuk Ches.
What was the first one in Shemos?
Yud Gimel.
Yes.
Ches.
Yes, and was it one before that?
Yud Beis.
Well, yes,
Chavav.
half 20, and that was also Shemos?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, 26, Roy.
Yeah, 12:26.
26.
12:26 and 13:8.
Right, thanks.
12:26.
Well, 8 says, and you shall tell your son on that day, saying, it is on account of this that Hashem did for me when I left Egypt.
Right. And what was the pasuk in Yud Beis Chavav?
Says, and it shall be that when your children say to you, what is this service? You shall say, is that that's the one pasuk there.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, that's right. But that's what it says. It says this. If you put those two together, that's what we have here.
Right. So this is a conglomeration of the two. One, the question. The question is based on the pasuk Yud Beis Chavav, and the answer is Shmos Yud Gimel pasuk Ches. Okay. Um, and so now the questions are, where's the Kofar Be'ikr over here, right? The fish showed CS Atzmo min klal Kofar Be'ikr. Since he took himself out of the group, he is now Kofar Be'ikr, that he's denying a very basic Torah principle.
Well,
So it's Rashi apparently on Pesach 8.
Yeah.
It says, had you been there, you would not have been redeemed. And the footnote says it comes from Mechilta.
Comes from Mechilta. Okay, that's the Medrash, right? Mhm. We don't have any clue yet exactly to why shouldn't he be redeemed.
Right. It doesn't explain. He just states it as a fact.
Right. And besides that, we know that in order to come out of Mitzrayim, they had to perform the Korban Pesach. They had to have bris milah. They had to check the Korban Pesach, and they took the dam from the bris milah and the dam from the shechting of the of the Korban Pesach, and they put it on their doorposts. They had to roast the Korban Pesach and eat it without chametz. Other details as well. So is that all that was working here? Maybe that's what maybe he's not, seemingly from his question, he's not interested. Ma'avoda azos lechem, meaning he's not, it's an inference, but apparently he's not interested in doing it himself. But even if he's not interested in doing it himself, still the question remains exactly what's the connection of being Yotzi min klal? Right? If you tell me he doesn't want to do the mitzvahs, since he doesn't want to do the mitzvahs, right? Like, okay, I can understand. He doesn't want to do the mitzvahs. He's kofar bigger. One of the things is you have to believe that Kadosh Baruch Hu commanded you to do the mitzvahs, and the commands of the Kadosh Baruch Hu, the King, and you don't have a choice whether you want to do them or not. You may have free will to decide to do them or not, but the fact that they're a command from the king means that you're obligated to follow the will of the king. So why does it seemingly take another path and say is Yotzi min klal? Yotzi min klal.
And that word klal,
Yeah.
That's a complex word, right? He said he could be that he's removing himself from the principle,
Right.
as opposed to from the community.
Mm-hmm. Well, what principle? The question is, what principle we're referring to here? That's not clear.
The observance of the mitzvah, maybe.
Right. Right.
In other words, by refusing to recognize the response, the obligation to do the mitzvah, the mitzvahs, I guess maybe the mitzvahs of the Seder.
That's what that's the question. When the Torah says Ma'avoda azos lechem, right? The voda, I think that's referring to the voda of the Korban Pesach.
Right. So I think that maybe that gets to what you were saying a second ago about all those different things that we had to do. If he said, I'm not doing that stuff, he wouldn't have been redeemed.
Right. Okay. Listen, I have to stop here now. And also I have an appointment, so I can't make the next year. We'll have to lose on the next year. I'm sorry, Maren and Lou. We'll pick up tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem, okay?
Okay, thank you.